Chapter 2. Asanas. There is something of a paradox here. The teaching and practice of asanas, yoga postures, is a huge worldwide phenomenon. It has moved over into the mainstream of the physical fitness industry, with numerous kinds of aerobic and extreme yoga regimens now available. This is big business. Yet, in the overall scheme of traditional yoga, asanas are only one limb out of 8, with meditation, pranayama, and other limbs having equal or greater weight. Not to mention the important tri-limbed practice of samyama, which expands the influence of inner silence in all aspects of life. Why the difference between the basic truths of full-scope yoga practice and what we see going on in the world? Some say it is market-driven. We are a culture that craves physical health above all things. It is understandable. We all want our health and well-being. The more the better. But learning to systematically do less can be much more, you know. This is the secret of yoga. In the AYP approach to yoga practices, we use asanas primarily as a limbering, a stretching of the nervous system to warm up for spinal breathing pranayama, deep meditation, and other sitting practices. Postures, an important limb of yoga. Asanas, or physical postures, are important in any approach to yoga, no matter where we have started, with pranayama, with meditation, with devotional activity, or even with studies of the philosophical side of yoga. Of course, these days, many people start with asanas, so it is very often not a case of adding asana practice, but of adding the rest of yoga. Either way, we will be wise to consider the full range of practices available from the ancient wisdom of yoga in order to achieve the best results. This does not mean adding more and more yoga postures and time duration until the time we are doing postures each day runs into hours, squeezing everything else out. It is a much more refined, balanced, and efficient process of yoga we are seeking. What we will find is that if we develop a range of both postures and sitting practices, step by step in a well-integrated way, then each part can be kept to a reasonable time with increased effectiveness of the overall routine. With that, we can accomplish more with less, and still have plenty of time to go out into our daily activities and enjoy the benefits. That is the payoff for any kind of yoga practice, yes? Enhancement in the quality of our life, as we choose to live it. The approach suggested in this book is 2 short sets of asanas each day, morning and evening, followed by our sitting practices, which include spinal breathing pranayama, deep meditation, samyama, mudras and bandhas, covered in the next chapter, and other techniques. The fact that yoga postures have caught on with the public cannot be denied. Much good comes from it. It doesn't matter which limb of yoga caught on first. All the limbs of yoga are connected. If we do asanas, we will be drawn to pranayama and meditation eventually. If we do meditation, we will be drawn to asanas eventually. That is how it goes. Our nervous system knows a good thing when it sees it. Wake up the nervous system a little, and it wants more. All of the limbs of yoga are expressions of the natural ways that our nervous system opens to divine experience. Our nervous system determines the practices, not the other way around. Practices come to us when we need them. It is amazing how this happens. It is the power of our desire for evolution that brings knowledge to us. When this desire is sustained, it is called bhakti. In time, all of the practices come together automatically. We just have to give a nudge here and there. That is the power of bhakti. We live in a world where human experience is based mainly on physicality. Our senses are yet to be drawn inward to the point where inner experiences will become as real, or more real, than experiences in the external world. So we are always looking for a physical solution. Yoga postures begin to take us from physicality to more subtle experiences of divine energy in the nervous system. This is why asanas are so relaxing. It is their main draw. People do asanas for relaxation, for some inner peace. Yoga asanas are very good for that. They are also very good for preparing the body and mind for pranayama and meditation. This is the way we will look at asanas here, as a preparation in our daily routine for pranayama and meditation. There are exceptions to the relaxing mode of asanas. Nowadays, you can go take a class in power yoga, aerobic yoga, and get a good workout. This is okay. It is not suggested for right before pranayama and meditation, though. We are going the other way when we go to sitting practices, to less activity in the nervous system, not more. So we do our aerobic activities after our yoga routine, not right before it. The physical conditioning aspect of life is not ignored here. It is very important, especially for those whose ecstatic energies have been awakened. For a yoga-friendly routine of muscle toning calisthenics and aerobic cardiovascular development, see the appendix at the end of the book.